Hey, welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. I'm back pretty quick on a second one. I didn't know I was going to do a second one today, but something just came out in the news that I thought I'd mention because I think it's kind of before this, we're about to run out. Kelly and I are about to run out and do some things. Let me scan over here so you can see that. Yes, see, there really is a Kelly, and we're about to run out and do some things, run some errands, maybe have some lunch, and check on a few things. Get kind of a general sense of what's going on out there. Uh, I just read uh, in the news that French guy Macron, whatever his name is, he has ordered that all masks be confiscated in France for use by the government, and also has ordered that all future production of masks has be seized by the government for for critical duty people. That can happen, and it's something, of course, that people have talked about. One of the comments on my last one that I just put out last night that I just read was a woman that said her I think you said it was your husband's business. Anyway, some business had pulled all of the masks off of the shelves um, for use by their employees. Well, I'm glad that they're concerned with their employees, but just realize that that's kind of what's happening out there and can happen. So if you don't already have them, I hope you do. Um, it might be tough to find them, but if you don't, keep looking. Do you always want to do your best. Uh, when we get into situations like this, the government will always step up and assure us that they're going to do things for our own good. And of course, for those of us who have paid attention, we see the disappointing truth of that. Um, if they say that they are going to withhold masks so that whether it be first responders or whatever have them, uh, you can see that as the first step to confiscation of other things. I'm always, and I know that if you go on Amazon or if you go different places, you'll be able to find some maybe at inflated prices. And a lot of times, the excuse for some of these confiscations will be that they are combating hoarders or and it's interesting to me that when the government stockpiles stuff, it's stockpiling. But when individuals stockpile stuff, even if they're going to resell them, it's hoarding. And of course, in a martial law situation, they will make hoarding illegal. I've seen it, and it was always kind of amused me in the past. Well, amusing is probably the wrong word. It's irritated and angered me that in disaster situations, and I recall the first that I got irritated at. There was I'm sure it was a hurricane because it was down south somewhere, so it was probably a hurricane. And uh, FEMA said they were going to, you know what happens in a situation like that. Shelter's blown away, food and water are important, and you want to get water to the folks as fast as you can. FEMA assured that they were going to get water to the folks, but a bunch of guys from up north uh, bought a bunch of gallons of water and filled up a semi trailer and drove it down there. Now they were selling this water for $5 a gallon, and they were arrested and had all of their water confiscated from them under the price gouging laws of, I don't remember whether it was the state or the feds that did that, but they arrested them for price gouging when really what they were doing is they had a product and they were taking it down there to sell as a profit, which guess what is called capitalism. And the people who were down there, could have taken their own measures to either get out of the way of the disaster or to have water or to have water processing capabilities at hand. But if they didn't, these guys had said, well, like in so many things, an emergency or a bad situation presents opportunities. And when the government does it, it's all good. When millionaires do it, it's sometimes good and sometimes bad according to what news outlet is reporting on it. But when just regular people do it, all of a sudden it's price gouging and they're horrible people. Well, the end of that story is that the people waiting for the water didn't get the water because the guys who had brought it down to sell as a profit had theirs confiscated, and they were arrested. And FEMA didn't get their water down to them either. Okay, not for a while. I'm sure they eventually got water to them, but it was a mess, and the people didn't have it when they should have had it, which is in the first couple of days. And so every time there's one of these situations, it provides us with a whole bunch of lessons. So that's the lesson for today about the masks, and we don't know. I just got a text from another friend of mine who lives on the other, well, quite a ways from here, and he'd been up to Home Depot to check on some other things, and he sent me a picture. Yeah, all the masks are gone. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. If there's anything that you still need out there, get it. If you don't have any of this stuff, I'm sorry, but hopefully we'll make it to the other side of this and use this as a learning experience, because stuff that we haven't needed for years and that we bought years ago, guess what? They're down there waiting for us to need them, and we'll have them, and you should be that way too. So we're going to head out here and see if there's anything going on. We'll say, there's do you have anything to add to that? You usually,
you did it perfect.
Oh, thank you. She usually, now I have to say, she doesn't like, I'll take her off. She doesn't like being on camera for more than 2 seconds. So that was probably longer than 2 seconds.
It was.
So she usually has, often has great ideas in addition to what I've said. Are you sure you don't have anything else?
I'm sure.
She's sure. Okay, let's go to lunch. And remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow, right? And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.